What's up, everybody? Welcome to another All the Mods 8 hardcore Minecraft video. So, I have done some things. Obviously, I disconnected that right there so that this can kind of get a little bit more. I added an additional set right there, so now it can hold a 6.4 TFE. I also made another smaller little version of the fissile fuel maker. It's doing a little bit, not much, but the reason why this number is going down rather quickly too is because I have the burn rate at 100 MB per tick right now, which seems to be allowing this right here to, or the fissile fuel itself, to kind of grow a lot more, I should say. So what I'm going to be doing over here is I'm going to be grabbing out this and then plopping it in here. Try to at least get this to even out a little bit. It's not going to even out with 100 MB per tick, but you know. Couple other things to note before we move forward. So as you guys can tell, we have an antimatter pellet right here, and we also have 678 MB in here, as well as an antimatter pellet right there. So we're about to be done with another gravitational unit, which, if you remember, I believe I did that on recording, but if I'm not mistaken, I am assuming that I think I actually have 2 gravitational units made up, but I don't have them both in here. I do not. But the last thing I need really for the gravitational unit is the last 2 antimatter pellets, which we have one right there. We're about 400 MB away, so we need about 400,000. A little bit under, about 325 away. So we just need about 300,000, 325,000 in here before we can move forward with pushing the last antimatter pellet out. So I do want to point out that I do have quite a few of these that I can actually turn into emeralds. And then some emeralds here I can turn into blocks. And then some blocks here I can turn into more compressed blocks. Not that many, but still. So for us to be able to get to this 5 times emerald block, we still need 349,000 more emeralds, which is insane. Crazy, right? But we should be okay. Once this gets down to about 1.5 million, I will change the rate back down to, I think, 60. It should be okay. This is at 152,000. So I could probably just go ahead and do that. Change this rate back down to 60, and I think that should start going back up. Yep. So 1667 turns to 1668. So should be good on that part, but that does slow this down a little bit. But this right here is what I'm happy about. We have 6.4 TFE that we're able to store in that. And we're only utilizing, we're not even utilizing that much considering the fact that I have this turned off. But we need about 300,000 in there, and then we will be good to go in terms of getting our last antimatter pellet. So we can go ahead and throw this one in here. So you can see right here, just to show, we do have 2. Okay, so couple other things to note that I did a little bit off recording, I believe. I don't think I actually did this on recording, but I did set up a secondary little section right here. This is going to take some time just because of the fact that these aren't being pulled. Interesting. Maybe that's why they're not being pulled. No? I don't know why these aren't being pulled. These are all fully grown. I'll have to take a look to see why they're not being pulled in. Am I missing something? Oh, did I not change that back to... I did not. That's why. Okay. So now they should be good. Yep. Okay, now they're good. So it's going to take a while to fill this entire section up, and I know that it's like some Insanium and some Imperium. I have to get these Nether Star Cruxes, and to make a Nether Star Crux, you need, not that one. You need the 2 of these Withering Souls, and the only way you can get a Withering Soul is through the instead of killing withers. So I do still have to actually kill withers. But I also did a 262 million storage disk. I'm pretty sure I did that on recording. And I set up a better little system here. So now I don't have to worry too much about these little generalized predictions. They get pulled directly out. I have a wither, a blaze. I actually can get rid of the blaze. A wither, an evoker, an evoker, an evoker, and an evoker. We can actually change one of those back out with a wither. We can change the blaze one out with a wither. The reason that this is important and that this is helpful is because now these three are pulling each individual prediction matrix up, and then it's going back into our system through an importer back into the system right here. This right here is then exporting just the prediction matrices that I make, so I don't have to physically click on each of them, and it's dropping them in there. And I do have the prediction matrix set up to go that way. But this is beneficial because you can see right there. Let's see if I can, yeah, right here. So this one will pull a generalized prediction, and then that will disappear into our system right here. I had to set up a secondary one right there because I don't know if there's a 3x1. I didn't want to look. I'm lazy. But basically, I need evokers and I need withers. And the reason for that is because the withers provide the wither stars and the evokers provide the emeralds. To kind of show you, or the nether stars, I should say, to show you, we have 380 or 300 of these nether essence, which turns into these nether shards, nether star shards, which we can then turn into nether stars, which we can then put in here and turn into nether star blocks. Turn these nether star blocks into compressed blocks. And then you can see we have couple 1s and 2s. We're missing a 3, but we do actually have a 3 completed over here. I did complete one while I was going, so we can actually take this and we can plop it down right there. And so that is the beginning of our ridiculous math. So we still need 14. So to show you how many of these I'm going to need 88,000 more nether stars, which really isn't that many. And also you hear some villagers. I have 2 villagers right here with some trading stations down there so that I can get emeralds from them that way as well. But pretty much as I've been kind of dealing with this stuff, trying to... That's weird. That's not going any faster. This is my uranium, so I can go ahead and make more of that real quick. I do need to make more of this real quick. But yeah, so I don't have these set up to pull from the network because I don't want this side to pull from the network just yet. I have a plan to I need a upgrade on there. Let's make it upgrade. Let's make some upgrades real quick. Okay, we can do that. Boom, and then now we can do this right here. Plop it down right there, and then I don't want to pull these from the network. The plan is to make a couple more of these and then start pushing this individual stuff from the network. That will allow us to basically push as much into this isotopic. We'll create a couple more isotopic centrifuges and then basically set those up. That'll kind of clear up all of this craziness that we have over here, because all of this right here from basically like way over there all the way to over here is pretty much the same thing that's happening in that small little section right there. And I could double up and triple up on that to make more spots. But I did run out of fissile fuel earlier. I was letting my game just run while I was doing some other stuff around the house while I was getting ready for my grandparents to come over. Talks out there. Anyway, I was getting ready for my grandparents to come over, so I was taking a shower and I was like cleaning up around the house and waiting for them. And I had this running throughout the time that I was doing all that. So it was about an hour and a half, 2 hours. That's how I was able to finish one of the antimatter pellets, as well as one of the get more than half done on the last one. But that does pose a little bit of a problem, because whenever this stuff runs out, so like whenever that one runs out, whenever this one right here runs out, this right here is actually what ran out rather quickly. I ran into an issue because for some odd reason my quarry just wasn't sending my ores through, probably because it was done. But the sulfur ran out as well, so all of this stopped running and half of this stuff stopped running. This still had ores in it, but it was only going through one. So now I have two pushing into one isotopic centrifuge, and then actually technically I only have one pushing into one, because I did say I took this one from pushing into it, so I could do this number right here, so I can fill up the uranium oxide, which I probably could go back in. What ended up happening was this wasn't pushing the uranium oxide into here like it should have been, because sulfuric acid somehow leaked into the pipe that I was using for some whatever reason, and that caused a pretty significant issue. So I probably should do that. Reset that back up real quick. Let's do this. This is a pipe, not a... I need a tube. Is this... Yeah, it's fluids. I need a tube. What am I doing? There we go. Okay. Input right there. So now take that out, and this will start pushing the uranium oxide back in there, and that should fill this up and allow this to stay full, which means that this, I won't have to worry about that, and that means that this will continue going up while I at least have like material and everything in there. But the biggest reason why I want to like double and triple up on this is because I can basically set these drawers to be one of these cooler looking ones right here, so this one right here, and put all the material basically straight through those, and then run those into each individual one. I would basically just make like 3 or 4 of those, and I'll just have them stacked up, and then they'll basically be just stacked up in this same order. So we'll see what happens though. Let's see here. So this is at 340,000. This is at 191,000. We can go to sleep and then go from there. Yeah, did some stuff around the house. Replaced my thermostat from a regular Honeywell thermostat to a smart thermostat. So now I have complete control over it. And then I did some stuff. I took down a little privacy fence that was blocking that the original owners of the people who owned the house before me, or maybe the people that owned them before them. I think they had a hot tub, and they had the thing set up to pull to basically be a blocker so that the neighbors couldn't see. All of these are labeled. Specifically, not all of them. These right here are not labeled, but these in the back are. And this is to help me identify if anything kind of stops working. So figured I would let you guys know on that aspect. So let's go ahead and reconnect these bad boys back up, and let's see how this does. There we go. So this should go pretty quickly, getting us through this last 200, and wow, that was just it. Anyway, okay, cool. So now with that, we are currently still outputting less than we're inputting. So we're going to fill that up pretty quickly. Another thing I did off recording that I did not show you guys, I just wanted to check that real quick. Another thing that I did off recording that I didn't show you guys, let me go show you real quick, was I actually changed the energizing rods on the top side to be a little bit more efficient. I changed them over to the niotic ones. So, or the nitro ones, I mean. So now they store 20 million FE. I have, what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I have 16 right here, and I think 18 on this one. And these are hardened. These are not niotic. Why? Wait, what? Hold on. Not nitro. Where's my nitro rods? Wait a minute. Man, my niotic. No, not my niotic. I need my nitro. Oh, that's right. I also have wireless charging my stuff in my hand too. Did I craft the wrong one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need 10 more. Let me just go ahead and craft 10 more of these, I guess. This is what I love, though. Watch how fast this goes. I can pull this up, and that's at 48% already with 10 of these. That's crazy, right? So, and that's the only one that's doing anything. These right here actually don't have any. They're not linked to do anything for the energizing rods themselves. But anyway, let's see here. So, oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to check. I was going to make sure I do have. This is the last one for my wither compass. Yes, so I do have my 2 gravitational units right there. So this will be the last one that we have to make. Thank goodness. The antimatter pellet has been a thorn in my side for a very long time, and I'm honestly so grateful that we're almost done with it. Once we finish that, this right here is what I'm going to focus on next. I'm going to probably build out an entire area specifically just for simulation chambers. I don't necessarily need these energizing rods. I just think it's really funny. It's really cool to have a bunch of them. So, or have them if I need them, basically. Still need to figure out the power situation, like how we're going to do the power for this. Might just do some water down here or something. I don't know. I hadn't decided that aspect yet. But I want to build like an entire area, not within a compact machine, but actually out in the open, that is going to be more for the simulation chambers. Because if I have like a couple, like dozens of them, I feel like that will get us through. And then of course, another thing, the time in a bottle. I've used 30 hours of the time in a bottle just on this alone. It was nice. It went by so quickly. Let's see where we're at now. 7:58. Cool. So obviously these are both going to be. Oh, that still has a little bit. Yeah. It's still going up, so that's good. So everything seems to be running smoothly. So that's good. I did also for the silicon one over here. I did set up a network piece to communicate back to it because I was getting tired of coming over here and having to empty out the chest every time that I got full. I need to. Once I finish the antimatter pellets, I'm probably going to not worry too much about keeping. I'll probably lower that burn rate a little bit because I have a lot of power stored away in my induction chamber. And what I'm likely going to do is pull this entire sulfur section up here and put it topside as well as this uranium and the silicon ones. Because I want all of my mystical gardens to be on the top side because it's a little bit easier to manage and I can just run back and forth to the networking. And then I'll basically just have, like you can see where the current ones are, I'll just have it kind of going around. This will probably be as far as it goes this way. And then I'll just start taking it this way down around my farm. and then see how many I can make that way. So it's a good step in the right direction. We're up to 65% with that. So then once we're done with that, we will, I think I only needed 9 now that I think about it, because I have this one right here. Anyway, not the point. Then of course, other things that we're going to be doing is we're going to, oh, and I moved my enchantment setup right here. And I put the Library of Alexandria on top, as well as the grindstone and the anvil right here specifically, so I had a way to do that without having to go on the inside of it. There's a lot though. There's a there's a lot that I've done over the past couple of hours or the past couple of days when I've had the chance and time to. Of course, there's been a lot going on in my personal life that has taken away from the capability of me being able to do recordings. Like yesterday, for instance, I didn't have any videos go live, and I do apologize about that. I genuinely try to keep content coming to you guys. I don't know, you guys know that. I don't want you guys to feel like I'm just giving up at any point. All right, let's go back to our quarry real quick while I'm talking. I don't want you guys to feel like I'm giving up on the content creation. I'm genuinely having a great time doing this, even if this is very resource heavy. There's obviously a lot more to it than I had initially imagined. And don't get me wrong, I'm not worried about the burnout. I genuinely don't feel like I'm getting anywhere close to being burnt out. I am very much in a good train of thought in terms of my content. I feel a lot better doing, like, creating content and things of that nature. It of course just takes so much time to do these videos constantly. Like on a day-to-day basis, I have to record at least 3 videos. That's what I feel like, at least. Which in reality, I don't really have to. I could easily slow down. I'm sorry, I burped right in your guys' ear. I could easily slow down, and I could basically just be like, I'm going to slow down a little bit. I'm going to change up from doing 3 videos a day to doing, maybe 1 video a day, a little bit longer video. But I feel like that just wouldn't cut it for me, because these 30-minute unedited videos are a lot easier to maintain. They're a lot easier to handle and things of that nature. This is where my sulfur was, so let's go ahead and create some more sulfur real quick, because we have plenty of this. I'm sure I'll be okay overall. I'm still very much happy with the progress we're making. I mean, while it may seem like minuscule numbers to a lot of people, the amount of support that we've gotten over the course of the past 2 months of doing this has been remarkably amazing, and I'm very grateful for it. And I couldn't be more thrilled to have a community that backs me the way that you guys do. Of course, there is big things like, hey, make sure, like, if you guys are interested, join the Discord. Like, we're still small. We're still a small, tight knit community that I'm very, very excited to have interactions with on a day-to-day basis. But in the reality of things, like, it is getting a little bit overwhelming at times. So there might be days over the next couple of weeks where I may have to take a day or 2 off, specifically just for my mental health. A lot of people don't actually know this, at least not the online people, but I do suffer from PTSD and anxiety and things like that, and I always let things kind of get to me, and it burns me out significantly faster than it probably should. And I, just, while it's not necessarily something that is, shouldn't necessarily be shared. It's not necessarily something that everybody should know, but I feel like you guys deserve to know, like, there are days where I'm just not okay, and I just need a break. But I'm going to do my best, because in the reality of things, you guys make these days, like, being able to record and and hang out with you guys, even if it's not like physically hanging out with you guys or having you guys here with me or like chatting with me or things. It's still nice because it's it's nice because I can kind of talk and just get things off my chest, get things off my mind, and that's something that I have not going to say I've struggled with per se, but it's definitely something that has posed issues for me in the past, and that's why I got burnt out on a lot of other content creation pathways. I've never really been a consistent type of individual, so the fact that I've been able to maintain somewhat of a consistent manner throughout the course of the past 2 months with the videos, even with having some days where I've had to, take off, which I think I've only had like maybe 2 or 3 days where I haven't uploaded something. And one day I did upload one video at least because I feel like you guys deserve the content. I mean, you guys are a part of this now. If you want to be or not, if you're watching this right now, you are a part of this exciting adventure that we call life. I'm going to turn this down a little bit because it's pretty loud. It's a stupid reactor. But I mean, in the reality of things, like I'm happy doing content like on YouTube, Vice, doing constant streams, and that's why you probably won't see a lot of streams from me. While I would love to be able to stream as like at least one time a week, I feel like streaming just takes so much more out of me. And if you're a content creator, you probably have a similar understanding to that. Content creation can be very, very misleading. I've seen people, and this is just over my many years of being in content creation. Now, don't get me wrong. Oh no, I'm running over my cable. Get off of it. I'm not going to say that I'm by any means an expert because obviously I'm a small creator, but I have been doing some form of content creation since probably 2010, and that's 14 years now. I started doing some type of streaming back when, if you guys know what if you're an OG, you probably know it, but Adobe Flash Media Live Encoder is how you streamed back in the day to Justin TV and Ustream and things like that. And or at least how I streamed. I don't know if it's how everybody streamed, but I would use like a Dazzle capture card with my Xbox 360 and stream like Halo and things like that. And it was enjoyable, but I've never maintained the consistency for too long, but I've definitely done that more here over the past 2 months with these videos, because creating short content like this where I'm able to just have conversations with myself more than anything, and then be able to provide said commentary over a form of a game that is really easy to play in reality. Like if I was playing like Call of Duty or things like that, I feel like that would be a completely different story. But this game absolutely has easier vibes to it than some first person shooters do. So I would absolutely say if you're wanting to get into content creation, just understand that it's not for everybody. And don't get discouraged if you fail or if you just aren't seeing the numbers that you would like to see. Because in reality, you probably won't see the numbers that you want to see. Now, with that being said, our energizing rods are done. Our nitro ones, yeah. But that's pretty much like my mindset over the course of the past couple of days. With everything else going on in my life, as many of you guys may not be aware, oh my goodness gracious, I did mention this in my Discord. I am a full-time student. I'm working full-time on top of uploading 3 times a, oh my goodness gracious. On top of uploading 3 times a day. And it gets very difficult to try to make the decision that, hey, streaming is, I could just do some quick videos real quick, and then from there go into doing, I don't know, like studying or something like that. But in reality, I should be primarily focusing on my studies and primarily focusing on my work. Which when I'm at work, I'm not worried about my recordings and things like that. Don't get me wrong. I have by no means ever tried to prioritize my content creation over my work or my studies. But with the past couple of times that I've taken this assessment, if you guys didn't know, I took an assessment yesterday and I ended up failing it because it's just the content just didn't seem right to me. The material I studied just seems like it wasn't the right material to study. So there's a lot of things that I have to like kind of figure out and fix. But for the most part, it made me start thinking, am I really doing too much on YouTube? Do I need to step back a little bit? But that's not going to happen. I'm not going to step back. I know that this is probably a little bit more too real for this type of video, but this is the idea. This is the entire reason why I made, I do these videos, is because it's easier for me to have conversations, easier for me to talk, easier for me to be able to converse with everybody, whether that be through general like conversations and general things that aren't relevant to the game itself and things like that. But we're almost done. We have 5 more to go, and then we're going to have our last antimatter. Then we can make our last gravitational unit, and we will do our wither compass. And then in the next video, this one's going to be over 30 minutes, obviously, it already is. In the next video, I'm going to do the simulation chamber section. I'm going to try to figure out a good place to put the simulation chamber. I'm going to let this continue because I don't need any more antimatter pellets after this for the singular star. But definitely want to at least have a little bit of stuff. So we're going to create our last gravitational unit. So let's head back to our mining dimension and let's do this. So we're at 10%. So obviously this is going to take some time because this is actually going to take a lot of time because it actually is going to require me to have enriched diamonds, which I should have more of. I do. Right there. Boom. Okay. And then of course refined obsidian, which I do not have yet. Obsidian dust. And I think I take obsidian and put it in an enrichment chamber, and that actually is what makes obsidian dust. So let me... I think both of these are being used, so this is going to pose a little bit of a problem. I need one of these two for... Actually, I need this one for my refined obsidian. How many of those is it going to make? 1,360. Oh, goodness gracious. Well then. Yeah. So let's take a look at our ammo. How many we got? We got 1,300 more of these, so we can make some more. And then, of course, we go back here and do this. We still need 340,000 more. So simulation chamber. We can actually start looking around for an area where we'll put our simulation chamber section. I mean, I mean, I could keep it right here and then just expand it out this way. And just, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with the simulation chamber. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Like, how am I going to do this, guys? Because the idea is to basically just have like a line. Every 2 blocks have lines of... I could technically do it right here, where I have like multiple lines of simulation chambers. Because simulation chambers really are not that expensive to craft. I could come over here and do this right here. Wait, no, I don't want that because that is the wrong type of glass pane. Whoops. Put that right there. There we go. And then we can throw this into our here. And then I can come back here, do simulation chamber. If I do 64, I'm missing redstone comparator. So redstone comparator, we can do this right here. We're gonna need we're gonna need another one of these soon. An upgrade to that simulation chamber, so we can craft this, craft 64 of those. We're missing redstone torches. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna need to figure out what all I don't need from this. I don't need any more energizing rods because I have the most I need. I don't need. I'm gonna hold on to that. A lot of the stuff I probably don't need anymore, but all right, so we'll do this right here. Redstone torch. Do this. And then we'll plop you in there, and then now we'll come back in here and go to our simulation chamber, and now we should have everything we need. Got it. Craft. Cool. In the meantime, I'm going to do this right here. Okay. Boom. Now we have our 64 of those. Destroyed my... Ugh, whatever. That doesn't look any better, but whatever. All right, let's see here. How are we looking on this? 52%. Sweet. So let's go ahead and take a gander here at how we can do this. I can grab this right here and then plop it down right here instead. And then now, come back into here, go to my simulation chamber, grab all 64 of these, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Obviously, so this is going to pose a little bit of a problem here. We need energy coming from that side. We need the prediction matrices coming into it as well. So what I'm likely going to have to do is I don't know. I mean, I don't really want a bunch of cables running around. Yeah, it's going to look tacky, but we need as many of these as we can get. So let's do our logistic. Oh, wow, we are running low on these. Oh, goodness, it's not going to make as many as I need it to make. Oh, no. Because, of course, we need our enriched. Are you done? No? Are you done? You're still doing osmium. Actually, is it in there or is it in here? It is in here. Okay, cool. Oh, no. Sitting on my headphone cables. Whatever. I got this cable and it is way too long. Let's see here. So that, okay. Cool. So that's good. That's good. We're okay. So yeah, for the most part, I think with this one being finished, it's 59%. Once it finishes, we can make our wither compass, and then we can start dealing with this. So what I'm thinking is I'll likely just do that anyway, just for the time being. Have all of these going to 3 separate simulation chambers or loot fabricators on top of it, and then I'll have them actually going. I might actually have these going back into, no, I'll have it going into a new drawer up here so it doesn't overload that one. I would much rather not have to deal with the repercussions of too many things going into there at once. Because these can hold 98,000 each with the upgrades that we have in there, which is a copper and diamond one. We can still put 2 more in there. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. We don't need that many more of this, so this should be... We just need 5 more after this one. Oops. This should be the last one. Yep, cool. Okay. So we have everything down here done. That's good. I'll let that finish up. But this right here is... I do have enough universal cables here. So now what we can do is we can actually go down conveniently. And this is going to take away our glowstone right here. Oops. Okay. Specifically just want this set up in a way to where it's not like you can't really see all the cables. Now, of course, you're going to be able to see cables. I can't do anything about that because these things genuinely just don't. They aren't like super easy to hide all the cables. But we do have some pipes. Not many left, so what we can do now is do this, create more of these. So we do need droppers. And that will make 16 pipes, so we can make 32. 32 more. And then we can just boop, 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 boop. And then plop one right there. And then the next thing we're going to need is the logistical cable, which I have enough to put on top of all of these. Actually, we don't need this one here. We just need the drawer on top. It's going to be one of the 2x2 right there. Copper upgrade's already in there, and that can hold 8 times 64, so that's good. That's at 72%. Sweet. So that's pretty much all we got to do for that. Now we'll just have to kind of bring this out this way. And the next thing I want to do here is basically bring it out this way and then just bring it back here. And I might connect it over here as well. That's probably going to be the best option. That doesn't really sound that good looking. But... that doesn't really sound like it's going to be that nice. Wait, what? Weird. Cool. But this will allow us to set up the rest of our like wither ones, and then of course we can make more wither data models. That's not an issue by any means. Actually, the wither models are actually pretty simple to make. They are really annoying to make. Don't get me wrong, but I think I can do this. And then the one problem that I am gonna have here is connecting these guys back over here to this. So I will have to have some cables and importers. So I'm gonna need to make 3 more importers. Not a problem. 2 more importers. I'm going to have the importers and everything kind of going back, but I'll need to make my loot fabricators. So we need to make a couple more of these. Cool. Okay, so right there, and there. And then, of course, power is going to be based on a flux point, of course. I don't have one right now, but I can make one. Then I'll just do the same thing that I did over there. Require those, require that, and then universal. And then just plop you right there and plop you right there. And now these will have complete power. Sweet. Now I know that looks tacky. I'm really not that upset about that by any means, how tacky it looks. That's not necessarily a problem for me right now. It's at 79%. It's still taking forever in a day. So that's why right there, because it's still... let me try iron. Give this thing some help. So... I don't know if that's actually doing anything, though. No, it's not. It's fine, though. So I need to... Probably should make another pattern right there for that. Beautiful. The reason I didn't have that pattern originally in there is because, well, I think it's pretty self-explanatory why I didn't have that pattern in there. Originally, I wanted this one to be specific towards enriched iron and osmium, because I feel like if I had the pattern in there for this entire thing from start to finish, it would have done the infused alloys first, and then would have started working on the whatever the osmium one is. That's pretty good. We're doing pretty good. We're on the right track. So once I get the rest of these logistical transporters, I can bring them over here and set them up to basically communicate and send prediction matrices in here. And of course, I'll have to set these up to only pull the, actually, I can go ahead and do that real quick. 1, 2, 1, 2. Just want one. Just want one. Okay. All right. Game. Game hates me. Okay, whatever. That's fine. So 300 left. Not bad. Not bad. Let's go take a look at where our antimatter is at now that we've just let it run without even worrying about it. 105. I was hoping for more. Even though antimatter is not necessarily going to be a requirement for me moving forward, and this is at 500,000, and this is still going up. Sweet. Okay. Cool. So that's cool. This right here is at 3.34 TFE stored so far. That's good. Still storing a bunch. Cool. So we're almost done, guys. We're very close. We just need on top of the emeralds and nether stars. That's pretty much all we need. Once we get the emeralds, weird. Once we get the emeralds, we will be done with that. But I feel like we're likely going to get the nether stars before we get the emeralds. That sounds weird to say, but in the reality of things, like we only need, what did it say, like 90-something thousand or 80-something thousand, not, I don't know, how many do we need? 87,000. That's not that bad considering. So considering we need how many emeralds? Oh, we got a lot of those. 337,000 emeralds. So what I'll likely do is fill this entire front row up here with evokers. And the best place to find evokers is, you said it right. Yeah, the other. If you weren't tracking, there's actually a spot in the other that is pretty convenient to run through. Is this actually still doing? It is. This still have stuff. This still has stuff. I need to make more enriched diamonds. Do this. The other has like villages and things like that that are full of evokers, and I feel a lot more confident going up against evokers now. So I'm not too worried about all that nonsense. So they can, they'll struggle. So this is almost done. We have 34 left. Not bad. Oh, man. Looky there. So now we have our last gravitational. So let's go over here and let us make our wither compass. Pull all the stuff out. Drop it into here, and then do our wither compass. Click right here, click start, and then click start. And then now we have finished our wither compass, which I believe our wither compass is going to go right there in the top, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not I might be mistaken. Yeah, it goes right in the top. Oh my goodness, guys. We have finally completed another step in the right direction. So we're going to plop this down right here. Interesting. Wait a minute. Wasn't I supposed to get a... Oh, mythic reward. I thought that was actually another star, but that actually is... This is the mythic reward. Enemies below 7% max health will be executed. That's terrifying. 51 attack damage. This one has 51. So they both have 51 attack damage. That's the same attack damage as my sword. That is crazy. That's insane. We have... What is this? What? Anyway, we have finally finished another part of our beautiful circle here. We just need 2 more things. Well, 15 more things. The rest of the emeralds for the dimensional seed, and then all of the nether stars. And then we will be finished with our ATM star. So for the time being, we're going to keep working. We're going to keep grinding. We're going to keep pushing forward. In the next episode, we're going to set up this little section right here with these prediction matrices so we can actually get, and then we're also going to go out and get more evokers and more withers. I'll probably do that one. That one's pretty easy. But I'll probably take one of these evoke. Or probably take probably take this last evoker and put it in here. So we just need 5 more evokers, right? No, 6 more evokers because there's 7 right there. So yeah, thank you guys so very much for all the support for the series so far. We finished the Wither Compass, and that is a huge step in the right direction. So obviously you guys know what we got to do. We have to take a screenshot. I don't know why I took a second screenshot. Anyway, so now that we've collected that, we're going to start working on this, and we're going to try to collect as many emeralds as we can, and we'll go from there. But thank you guys again so very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the series thus far. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what I could, what I could do to make this place look more like a home. And with that being said, thank you guys so very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.